The green lights are on the,
They probably didn't pay the light bill.
they're all there. Check, check. 1, 2.
It should be clear coming through the speakers. I can hear it.
Okay.
Well, I guess if you're confident that we record it, we can just listen, I guess. We'll work on the speakers. Yeah.
Double checking all the lights are on, should be on. Sorry about that, guys.
It's all right.
Let's go on with the movie, or the meeting, sorry. Fiddle with that later.
All right, I will call the meeting to order at 5:02. If you would please rise and start the pledge. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I will open the floor for nominations for chairperson.
Can you be a chairperson?
It was before.
Okay. I'll nominate Mr. Owens as a chairperson.
I'll second.
Okay.
Are there any other nominations? All right, I will call a roll call for Mr. Owens for chairperson. Ms. Rose Powell,
Yes.
Ms. Linda Mead,
Yes.
Stephen,
Yes.
and Craig.
Yes.
Raise your right hand. I, Craig Owens, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Michigan, the City Charter and Code of Ordinances of the City of Cedar Springs, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of ZBA chairperson to the best of my abilities.
I do.
These are yours.
Thank you. We'll open the floor for nominations for the office of vice chairperson. I'll nominate Rose Powell.
I'll second it.
Any other nominations?
Move they be closed.
Okay. All right, do we need to do a roll call for that too? Okay. Mr. Schmidt,
Yes.
Ms. Need,
Yes.
Mr. Owens votes yes. Ms. Powell?
Yes.
Kind of took a breath there.
You get the next one.
Huh?
You get the next one.
I already got the next one. You.
I, Rose Powell, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Michigan, the City Charter and Code of Ordinances of the City of Cedar Springs, and I will faithfully discharge the duties of ZBA vice chairperson to the best of my abilities.
No?
I do.
Not even a little bit? For you? Come on.
Ma'am?
You sure?
All right, we'll open the floor for nominations for the office of secretary.
I nominate. Linda.
No.
No?
No.
I second that.
No, I thought if you do it for a little bit, then maybe I'd.
Mostly Rebecca does. She give me a stinker.
Yeah, in January, we have to do this again because it'll be a new calendar
Right.
year, so
Okay.
potentially you just have 1 month.
Okay.
All right, well, so we'll close the nominations. So, Mr. Schmitz?
Yes.
Thanks.
Ms. Need?
Yes.
Mr. Owens votes yes. Ms. Powell?
Yes.
All right. Thank you for agreeing to that.
Only until January.
It's probably just a short 30 days.
All right, please rise. Raise your right hand. I, Linda Need, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Michigan, the City Charter and Code of Ordinances of the City of Cedar Springs, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of ZBA Secretary to the best of my abilities.
I don't think we need to call the meeting to order again, do we? Because that was just a typo on there? Okay. But let's do our roll call real quick. Is Mrs. Kapak, is she excused for this evening, or?
She's asked to resign from the board.
Okay, so I guess she would be excused then at this point. All right, Mr. Schmitz?
Yes.
Mrs. Need?
Yes.
Mrs. Powell?
Yes.
And Mr. Owens is here. Is there a motion to approve our agenda that we have for this evening?
I make a motion to approve it.
Okay,
Second?
all right. Any discussion or anything we need to change on that agenda? Okay, all in favor of approving the agenda, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carries, thank you. If you can remember back 2 years ago to December of 2017, it's page 6 in your packet on your screen. There is our minutes from that meeting. So I will make a motion that we approve those minutes. I saw just one typo that, it's not a big deal. I'm just trying to catch it again here. Somewhere in there, maybe you can just search real quick, the Brooks was in lowercase, so just so that it doesn't look like we're talking about a river, we're talking about the place. I don't remember exactly where it was that I saw it. It was only in one spot. The rest of the spots were all capitalized, but, so, so we got a motion to approve the minutes with just that one correction. Is there support for that?
I'll s-
Support.
I'll second it.
All right. Any other changes or things that you see on those minutes? Okay, all in favor of approving those minutes from December 28th, 2017, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carries, thank you. All right, conflicts of interest and ex parte communication. That just means for the matter before us today, any communication that you might have or a conflict of interest with the public hearing for 54 North Park. After Ms. Mattson came to the Planning Commission, we traded a couple of text messages as she was asking about her next move of what she wanted to do. I forwarded all of those text messages to Mr. Womack, so that way we'd have a public record of those, but haven't had any other conversation since the meeting notice has been posted. But anything else that anybody needs to report as far as
No.
communication or possible conflict of interest? Okay. All right, so I'd like to make a motion that we open the public hearing on the variance request for 54 North Park, Cedar Springs. Is there support to open that public hearing?
I'd support that.
Okay.
Second it.
All in favor of opening the public hearing, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Okay, very good. So, we obviously want to hear from everybody on this, that is related to this thing. So, Ms. Mattson, you filled out some, you gave us a little narrative here. Would you like to step up here and you could kind of fill us in a little bit more on the variance request that you're asking for? Yes.
It's your thing, how you want to do it, but public hearing, the only people in the room are the applicant, somebody with the applicant, and then a husband of one of the board members. It might be appropriate to close the public hearing and then deal with the matter at hand as part of the conversational, aspect of it, as part of the new business.
Sure.
So if we wish to ask for any public comment, close it, and then move to new business, and that's the.
So, Ms. Mattson, the only reason why he's suggesting that is the public comments, or in the public hearing part, we're not going to do any feedback, we're just going to listen. So we can't really have any dialogue with you to fill in. So if you're willing to just have us see if there's any other public comments, and then we can close the public hearing part.
Sure.
And then move to where we can dialogue with you a little bit.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So are there any comments, any public comments on this matter at 54 North Park? Okay. So I'll make a motion that we close the public hearing.
I second it.
Okay. All in favor, aye.
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 All opposed, no. Okay. So we will close our public hearing on that. So Now, we can move to the new business that we have there. So, now, why don't you share with us a little bit? And
All right, so for those of you who don't remember me, I am Amy Madison. I'm a stylist looking to rent a room in the other half of the senior center, joining 2 therapists that have been in there for years. My goal is to accommodate the seniors with their hair care needs, nails, and foot care, which gets tough as we all age. There is a few unused office spaces that could be bringing in very beneficial income to help with the building maintenance, senior activities, and outings. This is not a unique use of the rooms in this building, but I am simply formally filing for the variance so that my business is compliant and everything is transparent and done to city code. The addition of my services won't change historical use of this space and will not change the fundamental use of how the building has been used in the past 30 years. But I hope to enrich and help the lives of the seniors who attend the North Kent Senior Association. That's my letter, but there is the paperwork that I filled out, so if there's any questions that any of you have on that, I'm more than willing to address any of that.
any questions?
I have one.
Yes.
When you mentioned historical use, was there previously a beauty shop there?
There was never a beauty shop there. There's been so massage therapists are licensed under the same thing as a hairdresser is. It's called LARA. So we are under the same licensing through the state. There has been a doctor, an ear doctor in there. There's been a lawyer in there. There has been realtors in there. There's been an internet company in there. I'm trying to think if, I can't remember. I know there's been other things, but I can't think. If Sue was here, she'd be able to tell me. So there's been, plus it was the health department at one point prior to the seniors being in there. So yeah, no salon other than, there has been other massage therapists that are not currently there as well. But there has never been a salon in there.
Is it set up with shampoo bowl and?
No, I will have to do that. They're in each room, so the area that the massage therapists are in used to be where the health department is, so each room is set up with plumbing. So I would have to put a salon sink in there.
Just, just for one beautician to work?
Yeah, just for me. Yep, just one sink, one chair.
So will this be specifically for seniors, or will it be open to all, any customers?
I will be bringing, I probably have about 30, 40 customers. Some of them come every 3 weeks, some are every 10 weeks, some are every 3 months. But I am not, I have no intention of advertising. I have no intention of anything other than the seniors and my current clientele. And I work about 20 hours a week.
Would the seniors get a special rate?
Yes, yep. Yep. Sue and I haven't sat down and talked about all that exactly, but that's definitely my intention, whether it's free or very minimal cost to them.
Any other questions?
Does the city have a take on any of this at all?
Yeah, I've extensively about it, which was provided to the board
Right.
obviously ahead of time. One thing I would just point out, though, from an initial point of view, is that Ms. Madison doesn't actually have standing to bring this case. The property owner should be the one bringing this case. But I was under the impression, and at least for the time being, I'm under the impression that the Senior Citizen Center wants her to be there. So, of course, we try to be accommodating and allow her to state her case, I guess, in the shoes of the Senior Citizen Center. So, you know, this isn't my personal feelings one way or the other. I don't care one way or the other about what happens. I'm just trying to figure out what the law says and how does it apply to this case. And I get that 15, 20 years ago, maybe people just kind of did what they wanted to. The rules weren't always followed. But as it stands right now, R1 zoning district. In the R1 zoning district, only certain things are permitted, some of which are a single-family home and a community center. And from what I can tell, the Senior Citizen Center is a community center. So that is a permitted use. Now, I'm told, and we have no records of this, this is just what I'm told by Ms. Norton, who is the president of the Senior Citizen Center, that 15 years ago, they were permitted to start their massage therapy business in that building because at the time it was county health building. Okay, now I don't know who the city manager was at that time. I don't know if they actually got permission from the city. I have no idea what happened. But as far as I can tell, it shouldn't have been permitted then either. But we're not going to fight about something that happened 15 years ago.
Right.
All I can tell you is that assuming that it was legally permitted and started 15 years ago, it is currently non-conforming because you cannot have a commercial business operating in an R1 zoning district. So, by Ms. Madison wanting to go in there and join these people and rent office space or whatever, you're essentially saying, okay, now commercial businesses are okay in the R1 zoning district. Now, you know, I've spoken with both Ms. Madison and Ms. Norton previously about, there's also a distinction between providing a service to the seniors at the center for the seniors, and then, you know, going and operating there and bringing in all these other additional people as well. That's no longer a service, that's a commercial business, right? And again, this isn't my personal feelings, but at what point do you decide what is a permissible use of that property and what is not? So, Ms. Madison's proposal, hair styling, is pretty low impact. I suspect not going to be that many people. It's not going to be a drive-through where people are going to be driving past houses and honking horns. It's low impact, okay? But what happens when next week you have somebody come in and says, you know what, I'd like to open up a liquor store in that senior center. And I'm going to say, can't do it, not permitted, it's commercial business. They're going to say, but you let that hairstylist in. I'm going to say, so what's the difference? What's the difference between a hairstylist and a liquor store, or a strip club, or a vape shop, whatever, it doesn't matter. And that is the table of uses. The table of uses says that single-family residences are permitted and community centers are permitted, but it does not say that hairstylists are permitted. Now, you know, there are other ways you can look at it, obviously, and that's Ms. Madison's argument to be made. I'm not entirely sure that a variance is the appropriate way to do this, not based on what's been presented. I think maybe what she should explore is operating it as a service to the seniors, because bringing in a service to the Senior Citizen Center is a permissible use. That is an accessory use of the Senior Citizen Center. But you can't set up a permanent, distinct, separate primary use of a hairstylist which services everybody. That's just not my understanding of what a acceptable use of that property is.
Any other question?
Can I comment on that? Sure. I hear what you're saying, but I don't feel like a liquor store or a vape shop coming in there is benefiting the seniors whatsoever. Whereas I'm coming in and I am going to, that's my purpose of coming into this space, is to be able to directly help the seniors with foot care and hair care. And yes, I would be bringing my clients that I currently have, but with that said, I can't set up the amount of equipment in there, the cost that it takes to put everything in someplace. I can't set that up and then take that out and have it be something that I go back and forth with. There's just too much between dryers, my shampoo chair that goes up and down, my stylist chair. There's too much for me to go back and forth with, and to be able to have to purchase both that way.
Well, and the permanently keeping something on site, you know, that can be negotiated. It's the advertising it as a whole separate business as opposed to a service for the seniors. Now, and again, sometimes you're saying liquor store or whatever is to just show you that there's no standards being introduced. Now, if what Ms. Madison is proposing, that it be a quote, service, I'm sorry, benefit to the seniors, is that the language used? Okay, benefit to the seniors. I would argue, and I know many would argue, that pain relief is a benefit to the seniors, right? So does that mean we now have to allow a marijuana store to open up in the senior citizen center because they provide pain relief? Some would argue that liquor provides pain relief. That's the thing, is I'm okay with this if we can set a standard by which all other businesses could be ruled against. Because next week I'm gonna have somebody saying liquor store, marijuana store, bowling alley, whatever. And we need to, and this is Ms. Madison's argument, she needs to provide something to the board to say, hey, look, my business is both low impact and, low traffic and will be a benefit and a service to the seniors, whereas the liquor store won't be. And that's how you judge the next business. And in addition, as a use variance, this is a unique property because while it's the only, place that's big enough to really have commercial businesses operating in that district. As Ms. Powell's aware, there is home occupations that are prohibited, but that's out of your home. This is really the only commercial space that's available in the district. Does that make it unique by what the law says? I don't know. That's up to the board to decide. I just don't want to be stuck myself in the future, having to explain to the next business, well, she was special and you were not. What makes this business special?
Ms. Madison, did you get, I think that you did receive the, kind of the criteria that we look at for granting a variance?
Is it the one that I filled out?
Well, it would be that would be the similar language, that section 4087.
The application does have it on it, the questions. For
Right.
variance.
So kind of what you were filling out there.
Right.
So what we have to be able to say that all of these requirements, every single one of them are being met. Okay? So there is, and I guess, I'll leave it up to the discretion of my other board members on this. I guess I would lean towards, if you think that maybe you could provide more documentation or information that would help us to answer these things, that we could table this for you to come back. But like one thing that I saw on there is, just to use number 2, it says that the variance is being sought because of something that is unique to that property. And your own wording in there, the second sentence is, this is not a unique use. Just from that one alone, we'd have to deny it, because it has to meet all 4 of the criteria.
Right.
So if you think that you could provide other documentation to show us that it is a unique use, that there is, in that first one, that there is no other financially viable use for that building, except for your business to come in there, then, we could table this to give you an opportunity to provide that documentation. But if you...
Is that just something you need written out or some type of?
Well, it could be written, you have to be able to make the case. As of right now, like I said, just using your own words, number 2 says it has to be a unique use. Your response that you wrote down is, this is not a unique use.
Well, and I think when I said that, what I was trying to get at is that me being in there it's not like me being in there is different, some way off the wall difference from, a massage therapist that's been in there for 30 years. Other than, I'm sure she works on some of her senior citizens. So I think for me, that's where I was going with that part of the unique. It's not unique. There's been many businesses in there on and off through the years.
Right. Yes, except that, as Mr. Womack pointed out, those are all non-conforming uses right now. So you have to make the case, you have to be able to say to us that, how yours conforms, which I'm not, inside an R1 district, I'm not sure how, to be honest with you, I'm not sure how you can make that case. But I mean, so, because we have the option, you know, we can approve your variance request, we can deny it, or we can, if you think that you can make a better case, we can table it. But it appears to me that, you know, I'm not really sure. We even struggled with the businesses that are in there already. You know, like Mr. Womack said, we're giving them the benefit of the doubt. Even though we can't find documentation anywhere that they were approved, we're trusting that they were at that time, but we can't then say, you know, we're going to look the other way now. When something's non-conforming, it can stay there, but we can't put something new in that we know is breaking the law. And the law says in the R1 that we can't have a business like yours go in there.
So I'm assuming that all the other ones that were in there from the time she got in there to now just have never contacted the city. They've just gone in, rented the space, and...
Well, according to what Ms. Norton said, they had approval,
But there's no record of it.
but we don't have any
They
record
do,
of it.
they did. But I'm talking about all, like, because the other ones have been within the last year. They had a realtor in there. They've had, I mean, and I'm not going to say names because I'm sure some of you know most of them, but they've been in there, and I don't want her to not be able to be in there, because that's the last thing I want. You know, but I'm curious as to did you guys know about any other businesses in there?
Well, none of them obviously came to the ZBA. So, no, to answer your question, no, as this body, we did not know about that. I can't speak for individuals, I mean, you know,
Right.
but
I mean, and I knew you guys were aware that she had told you that, you know, 15, 20 years ago, they had the okay or whatever. And I don't want her to be pushed out because of me trying to come in either. That's not where I'm going with that.
right.
So, yeah,
So those are, as you know, the wording is, those are non-conforming uses that are in there. But in the R1 district, this is not something that is allowed in there.
and it's sort of a tricky situation because you can open a salon in your home, but it's not a home, even though it's a residential area. And it's a business in a residential area, so it's sort of a tricky situation, being that it's, you know, because I've had a business in my home.
But this isn't a home. This
Right,
is
I
a
know.
community center, so.
I know.
So we can't do both. We can't change the name and make it a home and say,
Oh, no,
that, you know, so.
I'm just saying it's sort of a tricky thing with the zoning because it is a residential area. So I'd love, if, you know, I'd love to be able to,
Mr. Owens, my recommendation at this point would be to table it, allow Ms. Madison to come up with either better arguments or more documentation. If she's able to, great, we can come back and hear it. If not, she may just, you know, wish to walk away from it. At that point, the board just never either has to pick it up, or it can pick it up and immediately dismiss it at its leisure.
So that's why I was asking you, if you think that you can make an argument,
I'd
why?
like to at least attempt to.
Okay, all right. So, you know, you have to get with the city then on deadlines and, you know, all that kind of stuff that you
Okay,
have to go through that, so, okay.
sounds good.
All right, so I'll make the motion that we table this request at this time.
We have to start the meeting back up.
No, if she decides to bring it back again, then we would reopen it.
I didn't know if we had.
Yeah, if she doesn't, then we'll have a meeting that will just basically dismiss it, you know, so. So my motion is to table it. There's support for that?
I'd support that.
Okay.
I second it.
Any other discussion on that? Okay, so all in favor of tabling, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no? Okay. So we will, you get with probably Rebecca, right? She could talk to you about dates and forms and all that kind of stuff, and then, yep. And so then, like I said, just, you want to use, in those 4 points on there, remember, we have to be able to say yes to all 4 of them. So you want to just, don't feel like you're limited to 3 or 4 lines here. If you've got more evidence to give, you know, you need to make the case of how there is no other financially viable use for that building except for your business to come in there, and, you know, that this is a unique setting, it's not a unique setting, it is, you know, so you gotta make those cases for every one of those points, okay?
Ask him about it.
All right,
Are you gonna ask him?
I am.
so I don't believe we have any other, business before us today, so,
On record.
is there a motion for us to adjourn?
I move that we adjourn.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor of adjournment, aye?
Aye.
All opposed, no? We are adjourned, 5:32 PM.
You ask him.
Thank you, everyone.
I won't, because he can't discuss it more than one, I don't think.
Well, hopefully it went in there okay.
Hear it coming out of this box, so it makes me think that it's working.
Two people
But all
can
the lights
discuss
are
it
on that
together.
are supposed to be on, so.
Oh,
You have a business.
Greg.
Yes,
Got a question.
yes.
No.